Today, we're in Sadorus, Illinois at Buford's Pub, known for their giant tenderloins and homemade hand-cut fries. Let's go inside and see Jeff and see what he's gonna cook up for us today. We're here in Sadorus, Illinois, once again at Buford's Pub. I'm joined with Jeff Buckler, the owner here at Buford's. Jeff, we tried to do this video once already.
We screwed it up.
And on our end, we didn't do it right. So we came back. Jeff was nice enough to let us come back and showcase a really cool venue, really cool little space here in Sadorus. Man, Jeff, we're going to go take a look at your tenderloin. I saw it on Pursuing Pork Tenderloins is where I first saw it. I had come and had it a couple of times, but we're going to showcase it today. So let's go back to the kitchen and check it out.
Let's go. Let's get it.
Let's go. We did this a time before, like I had mentioned, and we'll put some clips in now of how these are actually made, how they are rolled out, how they're made, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in the video too. But look at this. Look how big this tenderloin is. Jeff's going to drop it in the fryer. Jeff, that's almost the whole fryer.
It is the whole fryer.
Wow. How'd you come up with the idea of having a tenderloin so large?
So we travel around on a motorcycle during the summertime, and these came from Indiana, believe it or not. So
really?
Riding around, had a tenderloin, said we should add to the menu. So that's what we do. We started out having a local business make them for us, another grocery store, and that went to 10 a week, and went to 20 a week, and went to 30 a week, and I asked for 40, and he goes, I just can't do it. So then he comes in, and he says, I stopped and talked to him, he goes, if you come in, I'll show you how to make them. And that's where it all started, and that's probably been 6 years ago.
How did Buford's come about to begin with?
I was in a motorcycle club called the Blue Crew. It's law enforcement, military, first responders, and we need a clubhouse. So we found this place. We rented from a guy named Dave Nelson, and it was really cheap. And so we got in here, and it's like we still got to pay power bills, still got water bills, electric bills, all kinds of bills. I said we should open as a bar and a restaurant because all the equipment stuff was here. So we decided to do that. The members helped run it for the first 3 or 4 months, and then, like everything else, people get busy and don't have time. So I started hiring people, and then I was doing the majority of it. So they decided to get out of the bar. So I paid them back, and then we opened Buford's.
So was cooking a passion for you, or did you just kind of fall into it because you needed to raise some money for this place?
Well, no, I owned another bar. I owned It'll Do and Tolono at the same time, and then I ran a bar in Muhammad up there. But I sold tires for 28 years,
okay.
Commercial semi-tires. And a friend of mine owned bars, and he told me, he said, if you work half as hard as you do for yourself, you do for somebody else, you'll be really successful. So here we are today. So. And when I first started, I couldn't cook 2 cheeseburgers on the grill, and now I've got 2 grills and fryers and
you have all this, Ryan. Take a
charbars. We got smokers, we got everything. So, just
take a look at this whole lineup, Ryan. Our camera guy, Ryan Ziegler. Look at this. You have it. You have this whole setup here, and you've gained success, and a lot of it, I think, coming from Facebook and Pursuing Pork Tenderloins, and this thing right here. So many people. Again, that's how I had first seen it. And then I was able to get down here, and I've had this before, admittedly I have. But I had seen it there, and even now, I see it come up a lot. Tenderloins from across the country, but a lot of people travel here to get this.
I just bought a map. I have it downstairs and put it on the wall. Yeah, but I'm going to put a wall on a map where people can put pins where they're from. and just see how far people travel to have a tenderloin.
Have you known like the farthest distance someone has come here just for a tenderloin?
There's one guy that lives here around here, but he goes to Alaska and back, and he'll come in every time he comes home and has one. But I think 4 or 5 hours. You know,
Wow.
it's most to hear of is 4 or 5 hours.
But that's crazy though. I mean, really, 4 to 5 hours for a tenderloin. Like, I mean, most people wouldn't travel 20 minutes to go get food, let alone that long of a distance. So you're obviously doing something right. Do you think it's the size of the tenderloin, or do you think it's the quality?
So on Pursuing Pork tenderloins, you know, somebody posts something and somebody said that's just ridiculous, and then I said we do have smaller ones, you know.
That's right.
So I'm going to cook this one next, but I mean this is the mini compared to the, you know, that one. So
Wow.
it is a different. We do have different sizes, but yes, it's a novelty thing. People want to try the big one, and the big ones are juicier than the little ones, just because you think about it, you got more surface space, more to hold the liquids and stuff. So.
If I'm not mistaken, it's roughly $20. Is that right?
Pretty
for the
close,
big
yeah.
one?
It's 20 some change.
And does that come with sides, or how does that? Okay.
Includes side. Yep.
And what's your? I know your homemade fries, right?
We do homemade fries.
That's awesome.
Hand cut fries.
What else besides the tenderloin is Buford's specialty? What is your jam?
We do a ton of smash burgers.
Okay.
If you've ever heard of Chronicles in Decatur, it's the same meat as Chronicles.
Okay, I've heard of it. I've never been.
One of the original members' grandfather was Krekel, so he got his permission to use their meat.
Nice.
And been using it ever since. It comes out of Stewart Meats out of Decatur, and it's some really good meat. It's never froze. It's fresh. We do a lot of Phillies. We do a lot of nachos. You've seen our trash can nachos. They're about the same size as that. I mean, it's ridiculous how big they are. But if you leave here hungry, it's your own fault, you know.
I was going to say the portion sizes are crazy. Seeing it on Facebook. Another thing that's really interesting for those of you that like a little alcoholic beverage too, your Bloody Mary concoction that you have. Talk about that, because that's a crazy concoction you got going on.
So I don't know how we got started, but somehow we stick any appetizers we have in the cooler we can stick on there. So, and it's by the piece. So if you want 2 cheese sticks and 4 onion rings, or a breaded tenderloin, or a grilled tenderloin, or even a cheeseburger, or I mean, just basically anything that's on a menu you can stick on there, as long as we can shove a skewer through it and stick it in the thing. So.
That's awesome. So you can get anything here at Buford's. We're gonna let this tenderloin cook a little longer, and once these tenderloins get done, we'll catch back up in a second. But Jeff, man, this is you really created something special with this tenderloin. We'll be back here in just a second.
165. All right, that one's good to go.
So we're getting to the point where these tenderloins are about done. You just checked the temperature. You get it to that internal temp. But we were talking a little bit as you were doing that. You're actually frying in beef tallow.
Yep.
Why?
It's healthier. I mean, fried food isn't healthy for you, but I think the beef tallow is better than the seed oil and stuff like that, and it enhances the flavor. It does play with the color a little bit on the tenderloins, depending on, you gotta get your temperature just right, or it turns them dark. So the tenderloins have buttermilk in them, and buttermilk and heat will turn stuff dark.
Okay.
So we figured out the fresher they are. So if we go back here and pound one out and then roll it and put it in the fryer right away without freezing it, it gets really dark really quick. So, but the frozen ones seem to do better on what it does, something with the milk or what it does, but they turn out golden brown.
And we'll talk about how you make those in a little bit. That's actually changed since the last time we've been here.
Yeah, we used to roll them all out right here.
It happened right here, and again, some of that video we'll be able to put into this. We botched that video the last time, and man, it was so good, but just some stuff on me and Ryan's end we did wrong. But we'll put some of that footage in here. But yeah, it happened right here, and this little tenderloin's beeping now.
Nope, got 2 minutes.
2 minutes. Okay, we got 2 minutes. So I know we had talked before. COVID was a really interesting time for this place. Talk about some of your struggles you had during the pandemic a few years ago.
So we got the orders on, I think it was March 16th to close down, and so I closed this location down but kept my other location open, and I had to because without income coming in, it wasn't going to make it. Employees needed money. You know, most employees live paycheck to paycheck, unfortunately, and so I decided to stay open over there. So we took employees from here and took them over there and had them work. And state's attorney and the health department was after me. They pulled my health license. I stayed open. They finally got a court order to shut me down, so I closed up, and we did takeout only out of here. But over there we closed down, so I pulled all the food and all the liquor out, and all the ice. Couldn't do ice because ice is food. So then I figured out you could serve beer without opening it. It's not a health violation. So we could sell beer, and then I had a food truck come up front, make food, the people come in and eat, and then finally they lifted the ordinances where we could open back up, but we had to go through a bunch of hoops to get it back open again. But they sat in court and there was nothing ever to do with the food. It was sitting across from each other talking. No matter if you're family members, whatever. And I told them, like I told everybody else, I never twisted anybody's arm to come here and eat. It's of your own free will. If you want to come here and eat, you're more than welcome to, because there'll be other people in here. And what else didn't make any sense was you could walk to your table with a mask on and take it off. As soon as you got up, you had to put your mask back on. I said, that makes no sense whatsoever. You're still breathing the same air you were, 5 seconds ago. And they said, well, we just want to train people to do the right thing. Excuse me. Let me pull this tenderloin.
Did you see a boom in business after COVID?
Oh yeah, we doubled our business. There was nowhere to go. I mean, we had all that outside seating. You could go outside and sit and eat. Yep, that one's done too. So let them rest there for a second.
So you have a fryer what seems to be almost designated completely for the large tenderloins. When you get a rush, how hard is it to keep up with frying those?
Well, it's 4 to 5 minutes for each one, and just it takes time. Mm-hmm. We can use both fryers, but it takes a little bit of time to get them done.
Just look at that. I have a big head, but that's about the size of my head. That's insane. Even though, that's a big sandwich in itself. That little one.
That's a 4-inch bun, so there's the difference in size.
I saw too. I noticed that you started doing tenderloin sliders. What was the thought process behind that, and how's that going over?
I was just driving along one day. I think it was on vacation, and I said something popped in my head. Well, I should do sliders. So we bought Hawaiian rolls, and it's gone really good. I don't make any extra money on the buns. It is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like $7 for a pack of them. I think we charge extra $3.50, $3.75 a piece, something like that for them. But it's just, we get so many people sharing, it's a lot easier to eat a slider than it is to whack that thing in half and get extra buns and everything else. But it looks really good too with the slider buns on there. We should have done one of those. I never thought about that.
I've seen. I'll try and find a picture from your Facebook and put it in right now. And it does look really cool. And like you said, you get a couple of people, maybe 3 people come in and want to split something up. They can do that.
Yeah. So we cut it up. There's 12 different. There's 12 buns, so 12.
And they're still good. They're still good portion-sized sandwiches too. Even you think of sliders and maybe like a White Castle, small little. No, this is not.
Well, divide that by 12. That's what you're getting.
Right.
It's huge. Some pieces are bigger than others, but it works. People like it.
Can we go ahead and dress these up?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it.
Let me wash my hands and get some gloves on real quick.
We'll let Jeff get all scrubbed up and ready to go do his doctoring for this tenderloin, and we'll be right back. Let's go. We're back now. Jeff is all gloved up and ready. We're going to throw some pickles on the tenderloin. Jeff, do you have any, prerequisite, I guess I'm saying, but what comes with the tenderloin? What comes on the tenderloin straight off the bat?
Lettuce, tomato, onion, pickle, mustard, mayo, ketchup. Some people want horseradish. Some people want different things. We've had people put bacon on them. It's up to you.
What's your go-to? Is the basic your go-to?
Mine's pickle and onion and mayo.
Okay. What would you say is different from your tenderloin compared to the other large tenderloins that you see online?
I don't know. Seasoning, I guess, or preparations. Everybody does it different. Some people don't soak them. We soak them in buttermilk. I think there's some people pan them out by hand. Well, it's not going very good, is it? Flatten her out. But
I mean, again, this is insane. The scale of this tenderloin is a large foil pan. I mean, look at that.
it's a 12 by 8 pan.
It's insane. Wow. I just, it's insane. And like I said, we'll get into how these things are actually made here in a few minutes after we chow. But wow,
You're eating for a while.
look at that. All right, let's get these all buttoned up, and we'll meet you guys back when we're ready to chow. Let's do it. Okay, Jeff. Wow, look at the food we have in front of us here. This thing is, I mean, just for reference, I mean, I have a large head, and look at that. I mean, that is insane. You've also made us some fries. Tell me about what we got going on here with the fries.
So these are hand-cut fries. They're cheddar back potatoes, which is
Okay.
it's a potato made for making hand-cut fries. It's not just a
Really?
regular Idaho fry. It gives you a nice crisp. You can break them. They got a nice texture to them.
You have a seasoning on here. Tell me a little bit about that.
So we have all the shit seasonings. So this is the all shit, or I'm sorry, this is the special shit. All shit is the spicy style, but gives a little different flavor. Better than just a dry potato.
What made you want to do the hand cut kind of small style fry like this?
A lot of people do the bigger ones, the bigger hand cut fries. Look like steak fries. And I wanted something smaller, cook a little faster, number one, but also sort of like a McDonald's fry. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But they're really good. I mean, it's all natural. There's no preservatives anything in them. So yeah, all the stuff you get now has got all kinds of chemicals and stuff in them. This is just straight potatoes cooked in beef tallow and
It
fried
doesn't
up.
get better, right?
No.
Well, before we dive into the tenderloin, you've also you've given us some drinks, and again, I have been to Buford's a couple of times. I think I've only gotten the sweet tea. Is there anything special behind it? Because this sweet tea is good.
We brew our own.
Really?
Yep. We brew. I couldn't tell you how many jugs of tea we brew a day, but sometimes it's 10 or 12 or 14. Just depends.
It's sweet. It tastes good.
We had a southern guy in here. He says not sweet enough.
I had a friend of mine, Ivan Miller, and Miller's Show Pigs. They're a friend of the channel, and he was from up this way. He lives now down in Texas with his girlfriend Sierra, and they came up, and I met with them the other day for lunch, and he got sweet tea, and he was like, not even close. He has been so used to how they do it down south, and you have to have so much sugar, but yeah, I don't know how they do it.
I like in between.
I do too.
Between sweet and half.
I do too.
But yeah, so how are you gonna eat this big thing? You're gonna cut off on it? You're gonna try to pick it up?
I don't think I'm gonna be able to pick it up, but I think we're gonna do some surgery and come back and have a tenderloin ready to chow on. What do you say? All right,
Either you can eat the little one.
there we go. We could do that too. You know what? I'll let Ryan Ziegler try and handle this humongous tenderloin, and I'll do the little one. Let's go right now into this. We'll slide this over. My camera guy or Jeff, whoever, I don't know who wants the big tenderloin, but I mean, look at this little. How much does your little tenderloin sell for?
They're I think right $12 with a side.
I mean, but that is
And then Tuesdays you get $2 off any tenderloin. So
really.
Yep.
Why was that just kind of a idea to try and get people in the door for tenderloins, or
just Tenderloin Tuesday.
Tenderloin Tuesday? Look at this. This is the little one. That's insane. There's so much. I still don't even know how to work my way around this. I'm just gonna go.
Mash it in there, yeah.
What do you think? Here we go. Fresh tomato, the mayonnaise on. I love mayonnaise and tenderloins. You can. Oh, I have to go again. It doesn't get better when you can get it fresh, straight out of the fryer. They're hand batted, and again, I haven't been able to do that here, and we'll dive into how people at home can actually get these tenderloins.
Here pretty quick, yep.
Here very soon. I've done my fair share of tenderloins, and this isn't a bias, just because again, we've kind of built a connection a little bit, but these really are. These are legit. These are good. I think you put so much care into it. I think too.
I touch every one of them, believe it or not. So.
It's so hands on, and I think you can taste that. I mean, I feel like a lot of food, if someone really puts their soul into it, you can understand that. And this tenderloin,
they're half-inch thick.
They're thick. That's what I like too. I don't like the thin tenderloins. You get the pork. They taste good. I think the buttermilk helps a lot.
It does.
I mean, this little thing is juicy too, but I mean, you mentioned those retain a little bit more, and I mean,
gotta have a little bit of crunch.
It tastes so good. You get the crunch, and like I said, really, if you're here waiting too, it's a quick turnaround, and you get such a massive amount of food for really a little money. And what are some other sides you have, Jeff? That I know you have the fries, but what else do you slicking out with tenderloins?
We have garlic cheese curds. People really love those. We have pepper jack cheese balls. There's breaded green beans.
Really?
And we have our own wasabi sauce we make. It's ranch, wasabi, and some other stuff in it, but it's got a little spice to it, gives a little bite. We do fresh chips and salsa.
Okay.
We have Shelley's salsa. It used to be out of Arcola. They sold. Now they're out of Missouri now, but it's all organic salsa. It's a sweeter salsa. I do have the spicy stuff too, but it's really good. But I mean, we have fried pickles. We have mozzarella sticks. We have onion rings.
You have such a variety. You mentioned it earlier. If you come here and you leave hungry, you're doing it wrong.
Yep.
How long did it take, or was there any kind of like an R&D area for you to be able to get these tenderloins exactly how you wanted them? Like to have them a half-inch thick, to have them in buttermilk, to do it a certain way. How long was that process?
Something changes all the time. It's a moving target. You know, we've been doing it for about 6 years now. And when we first started, they were okay. You know, the reviews were like, it's kind of bland. So I used to make my own seasoning. I ran out, so I went to a pre-made seasoning, and after that, it just took off, and we haven't changed anything. You know, besides the half-inch thick, we actually found a machine that rolls them out to all the same thickness, which makes them nice. Before, it's hand rolled them. You know, you may get a thick part and a thin part, but now they're all the same thickness.
I mean, there's no shy away that I'm a fat kid, man. I love food, and a lot of people probably think this is a biased thing because we've been here before. These are legit. They really are. I had a tenderloin recently from a place I won't name, and it was a bigger tenderloin too, but it was dry, and it wasn't.
But I mean, go to Precision Pork Tenderloins and type in Buford's, and it'll bring up
exactly
hundreds and hundreds of reviews.
It's so crazy that a whole Facebook group chat or group is revolved around the thing that resides in this aluminum pan. You've created something really special with it.
One thing I will say though, if you get it to go, it does change the flavor of it.
Really?
Because once you seal this up in a pan, the steam will steal some of the flavor out of the tenderloin. So if you're traveling, it's better to come here and eat it than it is to try to, or get a uncooked one shipped to you.
There we go. And again, we're gonna roll into that here really quickly on how people at home can get the tenderloins and how that process has now developed, and you've grown so much to where you're getting ready to go national with these things. We'll try and get some shots of the bar and behind us. I mean, you have like an old style, beer cooler.
1880s, the thing was built.
It's gonna say it looks old, and this is a small town. I don't even know the size of Sadorus.
350 people.
350 people. The biggest thing here is the grain bins across the road, I think.
And Buford's.
That's right. Sorry, of course Buford's.
Well,
and
no,
the
I
grain
mean,
bins.
if you ask somebody about Sadorus, they say, "Oh, that's where Buford's is at." I mean, I hear it all the time. Not trying to be, not pat myself on the back, but it's true. I mean, there's really us and Game On. It's all about the only two businesses in town. I guess there is an insurance company, but majority of it is us.
I've talked to a few people, and they've mentioned like, hey, you should go check out Buford's and Sadorus, and I'm like, we have, and like a lot of people know about this place, and I think what's so cool about this video and what we're able to do, and you allowing us to come in here and showcase this, is we're able to tell the story behind this tenderloin and behind this business, and from a biker club to a national tenderloin scene. Like, what would you say about that? I mean, like,
It's hard to believe. I mean, every time I look at Facebook or something, pursuing pork tenderloins, our tenderloin pops up, somebody review, and just, I mean, I get teary-eyed over it. Just, I would have never imagined being on a platform like that and having that much publicity. It's hard to believe.
Well, great work with it. Like I said, I promise you it isn't a show. These things are legit. You can really feel it. This is a neat place too. Again, we'll get some shots of the lobby and everything, and we're gonna scoot over here in a second and do another segment, and you'll see it more. There's a back patio. It's currently, I think, negative 35 degrees outside, so we're not gonna go do that. But
we did last time.
We were here a few months ago. Actually, it's been quite a while now. I think. April. Ryan says April. I think we may have gotten some shots out there. If not, I'll try and drop some in. Tell me about that actually. What's your outside scene like?
So, before COVID, it was just a deck. There was nothing on it, and then we built a stage to have bands and a little thing, and then I had those sun tarps over top of it, keep the sun off people. And it kept raining every time we have a band. It'd rain. So I called a buddy of mine. I said, "You come put a roof on this." 4th of July, 4 years ago, he came out here and put a roof on it. I couldn't believe he was working on 4th of July, but he likes doing that, so he did it. And then, so now we have live music during the summertime on Sundays. We have, there's a big bar out there. We have wing eating contest for the Unity football team. They come out every year and do a wing eating contest.
They just, the runner-up in state this, about 2 weeks ago as we're filming this, and but big open space. I mean, you probably get 100 people out there. I mean, usually it's empty, in the summertime and stuff. But if everybody needs a place to go, they can come out here and eat. You've grown this little town, this building, to a national stage. You've taken this not even on a map town and made a large pin drop on it when people look at a state or at a map of the United States, and you've done that. You've had that success already. But what's next? What are your goals? Where do you want to see Buford's even grow to from here?
Well, unless the kitchen expands, we can't go much further. I mean, it's only so big. You can pan back here and get a picture of it. It's only 6 foot wide and 12 foot long. So there's only so many meals you can put out one time. We put a lot of food out. We have 3 cooks on Friday and Saturday nights. So it's jam packed back there. Plus a food runner and dish guy. So it's
chaos.
It's chaos. I mean, I go to some restaurants and we have handheld computers to take orders at the table, which sends it back there, which speeds it up. Before we had to take orders, walk over, put in the computer, then print a ticket back there. So now just is trying to get faster and keep the same quality of food. And I think we do a really good job of having consistent food. Mm-hmm. Someplace you go, so it's just not the same, but we try to do, everybody's trained the same way, everybody does stuff the same way. I mean, I'm here most of the time cooking. But my new endeavor, I want to make tenderloins and ship them nationwide. I mean, that's where I'm moving to. So these things are going national, and we're going to go talk about it. Let's hop over in just behind us here, and we're going to deep dive into how these tenderloins are going all the way. We've moved now to the marquee. These letters, Jeff, you said came off the first sign. The original sign was a metal sign that he cut Buford's out of and put plexiglass behind it and put a light behind it so it would shine. And I told him to save those letters. We had to dig them out of the trash, and we found a spot for them.
So from the original metal sign that once sat at a place that was a motorcycle club in its conception, to now tenderloins across the country. Talk about your new endeavor with these tenderloins going all over.
So I own a bar in Arthur called Buck's. It's in the back of the building. The front of the building's all open. We didn't use anything for it. So we turned that into a USDA approved kitchen, which means every time we make tenderloins, the feds come in and watch us make them. And we can't start making them until they show up. So it's all regulated. Everything's nice and white. I can send you a photo of the inside of it.
Yeah, that'd be
down
awesome.
there. And then I put a 10 by 10 walk-in freezer in. We've got big, huge refrigerators for all the pork loins to thaw in. And but it's just it's a nice, clean, white room.
That's just so. Tell me a little bit about. Let's start here. Why tenderloins national?
Well, we're so busy on pursuing pork tenderloins, people kept messaging me wanting tenderloins. And if you look online, there's only like 4 or 5 places that will ship tenderloins. A lot of them won't ship them out of the state. I could have just done it with the Illinois USDA, but if you go to the full-blown USDA, you can ship them nationwide, which involves boxing and either dry ice or ice packs. I was telling you a while ago, I just learned today that you have to have a certificate to ship dry ice. So I have to take a 5-hour class tonight on how to ship dry ice. Go to Buford's Tenderloins online, which is, it's going, as soon as I get off the computer, I got to get on my computer and go live with the website.
Okay.
And then our email is bufordtenderloins@gmail.com.
Awesome.
So it's all, we're genius when it comes to naming stuff, you know.
Bufords. Let's talk about just where we're sitting. I mean, this place is it's just a small town bar. It really is, but it's so unique, and you can see kind of it's a darker vibe with wood countertops, and you have whiskey barrels built in. There's actually a decent amount of seating in here, but even back a little further, I see we have some gaming machines back there along the wall, and I know that a lot of places benefit quite a bit off of those. Do you see a lot of people coming in to use those, and what are the positives and negatives you've seen?
What's funny is restaurants seem not to do as much as just a regular straight bar. I mean, we do a fair share. I mean, you can look it up online. It's all public knowledge. It's probably $35,000 a year in my pocket, but I got to pay tax on that. So I mean, it adds up. But I mean, I could put a couple more tables in, but I don't think it'd do enough to. I've thought about even getting rid of them, but you know, because the tenderloins are so busy. But we'll make do.
Let's go back to those tenderloins. You can't produce them here. You have to produce them there. And like you said, you can only produce them when a representative from the USDA comes in. Talk about the red tape with that. I mean, that has to be kind of a struggle because you have a schedule too. You mentioned you owned a few other places. It may be tough for you to make those tenderloins. You had mentioned before, you know, maybe you have a guy that comes in later in the night to help do it, or maybe after your long day, you would work on those tenderloins. Now, you have to have a slot scheduled like a doctor's appointment to make a tenderloin. Talk about it.
So you have to give them a schedule, and it's, you get 40 hours a week, and after that, it's overtime. So just got to figure days out. So right now, we're doing Tuesdays and Thursdays, and Fridays, I guess. So we cut and soak on Tuesday. Thursday we roll and then put them on big flat trays, put them in the freezer, let them freeze overnight, and then come in Friday. And every one that is shipped, say if you order, they're going to come in 10 packs.
Okay.
It's going to be the minis, not the big ones. We're going to do a medium size, so it'll be half of the large one.
Okay.
The reason being is you don't have a pot big enough to cook that big one at home.
Right.
Only commercial settings can do that.
Right.
So we're going to have a retail setting and a wholesale setting.
Okay.
So if you own a restaurant and say, hey, I want to sell your tenderloins, as long as it's not within a 100-mile radius of Buford's, we'll ship those to you. We're also in talks with like major distributors to distribute them to different places. So, I mean, this thing could turn into a full-blown another job. It's
just so crazy from starting out from riding a motorcycle to saying, hey guys, we need a place to go to now you're on the brink of being a mass tenderloin distributor. How does that feel?
It's overwhelming, especially I also bought another bar. So in January I'll have 5 bars, and 3 with food, 2 without food, and then we have rental business. We do rental houses, stuff like that. I mean, there's always something going on. So my time is narrowing down. I have to do certain things, certain days, and go from there. But it's great. I mean, I hope it grows. I'll hire more people. I mean, it's just you can train people to do about anything, but you got to make sure it's my way. And the red tape with the USDA you asked about. So you have to have a SOP, which is standard operating procedures. You have to have a HACCP plan, which is basically making sure nothing happens to the food while you're making it. You have to follow those plans explicitly. So If you say you're going to wear gloves and they come in and you have gloves on, you're in trouble. If you say have aprons or hair nets, I mean, it's right down to the nitty gritty. You have to take temperatures at certain times, write them down. It's very detailed. The paperwork I had to do was about that thick, and we tried to figure it out ourselves. Finally, I hired a company to do it, but it's detailed. And you have to be HACCP certified. I had to do that. That was a 5-hour class, and $500 later.
There's always something, right?
Oh my gosh!
How many tenderloins would you say you produce?
Well, right now, or normal batch, we sell about 300 a week here. So, just we're going to probably be around 800, 1,000, I imagine, by the time we're done down there. If we get any business at all, which I think we will, and maybe more than that, but it's going to be a chore.
It's so crazy. This is why I love being in places like this. We can showcase this unique little spot in a town of 350, and there's such a story behind it. There's just these walls have so much within them. It's so special, Jeff.
I look at the Pursuing Pork Tenderloin page and see everybody else's tenderloins, and they all look good. I mean, and just think about somebody that's spent their time to take a piece of meat and turn it into something. I mean, there's bigger ones than mine out there, but it amazes me that people will travel that far. I mean, I told you people like 4 or 5 hours come to get tenderloins. One guy made a trip from the Quad Cities down here, ate and went home. I mean, it's a lot of driving.
It is. That's quite a distance from here, and
the Illinois pork producers put on they call it
like a circuit for tenderloins or something.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going
so
for?
different stops you go to.
Okay.
If you hit them all and turn your sheet in, you got a free shirt.
Oh.
And then now they're doing a who's got the best tenderloin in Illinois. So that's voted upon. I think it's supposed to come out here it's supposed to be out this month. I haven't seen anything on it, but.
Okay, this is about 3 months after we filmed this. Unfortunately, that's on my own. Sorry, Jeff, again. But hey, Illinois pork producers tenderloin. Guess what? #1 for Buford's. Pretty cool, right? That they were able to get the Illinois pork producers best tenderloin in the state for 2025. Congratulations, Jeff. One heck of a job, my man. Again, check out everything in the description to be able to order your tenderloins nationwide. Enjoy the rest of the video. Boop.
I think we're probably going to be on the list.
Jeff, as we wrap up here, what is something, if you could say,
Oops.
what is that? Have
Lettuce.
I had this here? My camera guy, Ryan, has not noted that I have had lettuce on my sweatshirt. Way to go, producer Ryan. Well, thank you, Jeff.
You're welcome.
Advice, I was going to ask you about advice, and advice is make sure you're all good. Shout out to Great Lakes Lifting, of course, a great partner of our channel here. But Jeff, advice for someone watching this video at home. This could be general advice, but I always like to ask everyone, to all my guests, to have this word of advice to our viewers. I think everyone has this unique perspective and unique ideas, and so I want to ask yours. If you had to give a piece of advice to someone watching this right now about anything, what would it be?
Don't do it in Illinois.
All right. I mean, hey, there you go. They were doing it in Illinois.
I mean, you're talking about turnarounds, a new tax, and it's ridiculous. And it affects us all. I mean, not just me, it affects you, affects Ryan, I mean, affects everybody in the world. But no, really, I mean, if you're going to do something, dive in and do it the same way every time. I mean, even in like sales and stuff, follow up and do what you're supposed to do, and don't try to cut corners. All of our ingredients are top notch. I don't cut corners on anything. I mean, you can ask my distributors. They send me some kind of substitute. I throw a fit about it because it's not the same stuff we use, and it's hard.
I think kind of going on my end here. Admittedly, we've mentioned this a couple of times. Myself and Ryan both, I think collective, more on me because this is my gig. I mean, Ryan's here to help me. It's so crazy that we're able to do this to give to someone at home, but we came in here before and the video didn't turn out great. It wasn't what I wanted to put out. It didn't do it justice to you, so on. And I reached back out to you and I'm like, hey, that was on me. Can we try and do this again? And Jeff, you've been nice enough to let us come back, let us do this right this time. And I think that's another thing. You mentioned dive into it, right? Go and do it. Instead of maybe either not posting the video, never talking to you again, I bit my pride and said, hey, I messed up. Can we try this again? I think that goes along with that really well. Jeff, I appreciate you for letting us come into this, this special place. I can't wait to see what happens with Bufords and what happens with these tenderloins. Again, I remember scrolling Facebook myself. We lost a light. See, we're getting unprepared again. There we go, Ryan. Kick the back up on. There we go. We got these studio lights, and I didn't plan great for them. But from scrolling on my phone in high school and seeing like, hey, look at this huge place, down by Champaign, to somehow I ended up going to school there, and then here we are sitting, but just knowing your evolution has grown so much, and it's special.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Appreciate you for letting us come in. Everyone, Jeff Buckler at Buford's Pub in Sadorus, Illinois. Ryan Ziegler is our cameraman. Thank you all for watching the Jake Green Show. We'll see you next time. Peace.